I'm very sorry that my opponent cannot be here. I truly am, because this is our time as Republicans to learn the differences between the candidates running, because I'm confident, like our candidates have said here today, that we're going to have a solid Republican team that is going to sweep in the fall election. So our decisions, what's going to happen to us and our party in the future, the type of people we're going to have, is going to be decided on June 1st. And I urge you to do your homework. I know you will. I know most every one of you personally and very well. Google my opponent, Google me, go to our websites and everything else. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my Republican woman, Rhonda Rutledge, for being here. It's her birthday today, y'all. So, and of course, my wife Melissa, who's sitting over here. Melissa is the best decision. I'll anticipate a question and tell you there's no question that was the best decision I ever made, was marrying her 28 years ago. We have 2 boys, and I'm proud of them. She raised them really with a little muscle from me. That's about it. Our oldest son works for Joe Bonner in Washington, so he has done what I've encouraged a lot of young people to do, is get involved. Don't just sit on the sidelines and complain, or worse than that, just be apathetic, but actually roll up your sleeves and go do something to make the state a better place. You know me, you know my background. Many of you have been so gracious in your support, and your prayers and encouragement to keep me involved in the political arena. This office is extraordinarily important. It probably in the history of this state, and I don't want to take anything away from the people who are running for governor, but I would make the case that the Attorney General of the state of Alabama could be the most important job, because it's the one person who stands on the side of law and order against the bad guys here in the state and against the overwhelming, massive encroachment of federal power that we're facing right now. The Attorney General has the ability to represent the state, to defend the 10th Amendment, and to do things that make sure we in the state of Alabama make the decisions for ourselves, and they're not being made by somebody in Washington through some mandate. My commitment to public service goes back really to my background. I was lucky to be born here in Alabama with 2 wonderful parents who didn't leave me anything of material value, but everything of real value, which is loving parents who gave me a great opportunity for education in Alabama public schools, and who gave me a great faith and a work ethic. Those are really the ingredients that we all want to have to take the blessings of this country and turn them into something. I've been blessed as an attorney to be able to handle virtually every kind of case that you can handle as a lawyer. But my passion has been trying to make a difference in improving the lives of people by bringing jobs here, helping companies expand, and doing all the things that give the next generation of people an opportunity to succeed. My position is very clear on the key issues I think that are important to you. To allow time for a question or two, Francis, I just want to hold up this push card. I hope you will take this with you and review it, because it will tell you where I stand on the issues of the day. And it also has quotes that I'm very proud to display from Jeff Sessions and Richard Shelby, our 2 great conservative Republican senators who have endorsed me in this race. Somebody said, why do you think they would do that? As far as I know, in the history of Alabama politics, no 2 incumbent Republican senators have endorsed a fellow Republican in a campaign against another Republican. And the only answer I can give you is ask them when you see them. But I think it's because they know my character, they know my commitment to our state, and they know my agenda to work with our Republican elected officials to make this a better state. Now, I'm very mindful as we're here that Ronald Reagan had an 11th commandment, and I respect that very much. And I want to make it clear to you, because we're all folks who have come out of the trenches and work every day, not just one day a week, but every day to elect Republican elected officials. The reason I'm running is entirely about principle. It's not personal. And I respect the 11th commandment. But I also would point out that Ronald Reagan ran, if you'll recall, in the Republican primary for president against an incumbent named Gerald Ford. And he did it in a respectful way, but he did it based on principles, on his conservative principles, and who he thought would best represent the Republican Party's ideals. That's the spirit with which I bring my campaign to you and for your support consideration.